friends, I unexpectedly I went out to Croatia with my family, and so I decided to make hopefully a few episodes with scenery on my back, with some sunshine and sea, and probably you will see some people going around here as well. Even though it's pretty early morning, it's warm as it would be in Georgia as well. And yeah, so my next episode and my next intention was to tell you a story about how we got into our apartment, and also a specific detail about lawyer that was managing our rental contract. So first of all, as I mentioned before, we all our belongings from Riga were delayed. They came in like, well, I don't know actually. We were promised them to be at certain point of time, but maybe it was just empty promise of a transportation company or wishful thinking or whatsoever. But anyway, we were expecting our belongings to arrive basically together with us. But even though we spent 2 weeks in hotel, and we spent and we moved to apartment, our belongings probably arrived into apartment with at least a month's delay. And as you can imagine, we moved into sort of furnished apartment, but things like baby crib or pillows or blankets or many other things were in a shipment. So we were moving in without blankets or pillows or anything. So fantastically enough, Procter & Gamble provided me with some allowance to basically handle this. So we were going to I think it turned out to be Danish House in a later. If you are related to Tbilisi and you know a bit of things in Tbilisi, then I think that's how Danish House started, or at least it has some roots to it. So Danish House was selling all kinds of stuff. Initially, mainly something that you could buy in Jysk shops. Maybe some of the IKEA as well, but not sure about that, because we were mainly buying pillows and blankets and pillowcases and and sheets and things like that. So yeah, those are the things that I kind of noticed most. So so we were going to that shop to buy pillows and blankets, and have to mention that the shop was in a tunnel, so it was in the underground of Tbilisi Central Railway Station, which at that point was pretty degraded location. I mean, so it was homeless, beggars, looked pretty criminal, and then in the middle of all that, you had shop where you buy your pillows and blanket cases. And now, of course, Tbilisi railway station is a very, very different story. But back then, it was a bit of an interesting challenge to go there. And so another thing that I need to mention is that we had to solve heating of our apartment. As I mentioned, we moved in the end of November, beginning of December. So it was rather chilling outside, and inside, I would guess it was above 10 degrees inside of the apartment. So quite slightly below normal temperature that you would like to have in your apartment. And I would let you to write maybe some comments under the video. Give me a guess, or maybe you know, what were the heating possibilities in Tbilisi in '98, given the fact that there was no pipeline gas and electricity was not very reliable. So give me a guess or a comment under the video. What do you think were my options? Yeah. So basically, my option was kerosene heater, and I've been always having this sort of a joke that I have no idea where to buy the best kerosene in Riga, but I knew where to buy. I have no idea where to buy kerosene in Riga at all. Like, I have no idea, but I knew where to buy the best kerosene in Tbilisi. So which one is the best, and how to tell which one is the best. And of course, the best is one which gives you the least smell and least smoke, so has less whatever things into it. And so for those who don't know how kerosene heater looks like, it's a pretty big box with a tank for the kerosene. I don't remember, it might be 5-10 liter tank, and then you have a kerosene sort of this textile sort of type of thing that would get kerosene into it and then burn it. So basically, what you have in your flat, you have a open fire, more or less open fire, that burns and burns kerosene. So it produces heat, but it also produces smell and smoke, and so it's not very healthy probably. But that was my only option. So I guess I definitely know I had at least 2 of those heaters, if not more. So you had to constantly go and have your kerosene tank filled and everything. So and that's sort of what is my memory about Georgia, or one of the sort of very strong associations with Georgia. This is this sort of November weather, which is not raining, but it's pretty cool. Still maybe sunshine, but cool weather, cool sort of air, and smell like everywhere. Smell of those kerosene heaters, and everywhere noise of electricity generators. Because of course, if all the shops or whatever businesses, offices, and everyone who had to keep constant electricity supply for their computers or for the I don't know, coolers or whatever it was, they had to have generators. So basically, whenever electricity was given to some region of Tbilisi, generators went off, but then they went back, and if in some region they went off, in some they went on. So it was constant noise of those generators. And you can, if you haven't heard that, then you can try to imagine that you have like tens of motorcycles on the street, and just with a running engine. So basically, running engine of motorcycle or scooter is, and then you have tens of those along the street on both sides, and it's constant. So that's what my like very strong association of Tbilisi is, the smell of kerosene heaters and motorcycle sort of type of a sound, and this cool weather. And and then one more thing, that an interesting fact, of course it's more interesting for those people who have been related to Georgia or in whichever period. The lawyer who was going through my rental contract and was basically representing me in the rental contract discussions was Irakli Okroshvili. And back then, I mean, Irakli is slightly older than me, but still back then he was pretty young guy, just slightly older than me. So I was 24 and he was, I don't know, like maybe 28, maybe 30. Something like that. And And yeah, and as you might know, if you are related to Georgia, then Irakli Akrashvili was very close to to Saakashvili's party and government, and used to have different posts, including post of Minister of Defense in the government of Saakashvili. He also was one of the first of the top officials who splintered off the Saakashvili's party, and he started a how do you call the opposition, and like of course in Georgia got arrested and accused of corruption. I have no idea whether this was true or not. Given the fact that what I know about the history of back then, I would assume it was fact. But of course, he was not the only one or lonely one in that thing. But anyway, yeah, he was, and he still is pretty interesting personality. But back then, he was, yeah, lawyer. I would be rather, not very good to say just lawyer. He was lawyer. He was having a good practice, and he was respected. And of course, if PNG accepted him as a lawyer, that also means something. But he used to be also a lawyer of RT, so he was doing all the RT business as well. And yeah, so that was interesting. So hopefully I will do some more series from Croatia. But as you can imagine, it's so much more activities with my family, and so that I have no idea whether I will make it. But yeah, it was interesting for me and great to share with you my memories. So if you are watching this and if you enjoyed it, please put like below the video, and if you are not subscribed to the channel, give me some joy and subscribe to the channel, so that I can see that work that I do is kind of meaningful to you as well. Thank you very much, and have a good day.